throughout fight week and the build-up of this fight, and loser of a split decision, a very close fight. Scott Quigg, fire away with your questions, please, gentlemen.
Scott, how did you see it?
Say again?
How did you see the fight?
I thought first 4 or 5 rounds was like a bit of a chess match. I felt in control. He was probably being a bit busy, but nothing was landing, and I could see everything that he was throwing, catching everything, and it was. I think it was the end of the 4th round. He caught me with a peach of an uppercut, which has done my jaw. So that put a bit of. I had to reevaluate what we're doing a bit, be a bit more careful for a bit longer, just to make sure the jaw was still okay, that it weren't too sore, but everything was fine. I round 5 off a bit, just to make sure they weren't too much pain, and they weren't at all. And then it was just about to start going through the gears, and maybe I left it a bit late.
The fact that it is a split decision, rematch, can we get a rematch?
Yeah, I think, like I said, it was a close fight. I felt that he gave too much of the fight up in the first half, but again, a great finish. I thought he hurt him badly in the 11th, and if we can get a fight that we have 12 rounds like the last 5, I think we'd be very happy. But first of all, there's obviously a lot that's going to happen with the belts, Riggendo and Shingo Wake. So first things first, the doctors confirmed that it's likely that his jaw is broken, and we hope that it hasn't got to be pinned. So that's, hopefully it's a crack, and he's looking forward to the X-ray that will be coming after. Had the same thing with Ricky Burns, but hopefully he won't need pins in it, and then we can look to capture the belts, and if not, rematch Carl Frampton. I think it remains the biggest fight. We had an agreement where if the TV broadcasters wanted to see the fight, we would return to Belfast for a reverse split if Scott Quigg won, or the same split. But obviously it's a decision really for the broadcasters. If the fans want it, if the money's there, then obviously it's a fight Scott will take. And I think once he watches that back, he'll feel like he can win the fight. If he starts faster.
Do you feel like you left too much in the tank tonight, Scott? That you could have gone earlier?
I could do 20 minutes. I'll always have something left in the tank. My tank will never be empty, because I don't fight fit I am. But with someone who's as good as he is, hits like he does, beforehand, until you've been in the ring with him, I'm not going to run out there in the first 2 or 3 rounds, and it's about following what we worked on in the gym, and everything was going to plan. I felt comfortable in there. I didn't think I was getting it, and the fault I had a very, very good 4th round, and it was towards the back end when I caught him with a hook, and then he come back with a right uppercut, and that was because I wanted to start going through the gears, but fair play to me, caught with the uppercut, and straight away I knew my jaw had gone. So it was just about seeing how bad it was, and like I said, round 5 I was a bit more careful just to see, but again it didn't affect me one bit, and so that's no excuses whatsoever, and then it was just about going through the gears, and as one of the judges give it me, seeing it how I was seeing it, how the fight was going, I felt very, very comfortable in the first 4 or 5 rounds, even though it was a bit of a chess match, nothing much happening. So it was whatever you liked. 2 of the judges liked him, obviously, and one of them liked me.
What was your comparisons early on with Barrera and Morales? And their fights obviously got better as they fought each other more. Do you think this rivalry lends itself to that? 2, 3, even 4 fights?
I mean, obviously there was great fighters, there was a great trilogy of those, but I do think that if there was another one, I think it would take off from where we just left.
Definitely.
Being in the last 5 rounds when I started really going at him and putting it on him, I felt really in control in that, and you could hear the crowd, and it sounded like they was enjoying it.
Joe, what was your take on the first 6 rounds? I had a level after 4. After 4 rounds, it was 2 apiece. And I thought to myself, right, okay, we were beginning again. He came back to the corner, said his jaw had gone. Flipping hell, so I said, don't try and do anything silly, don't retaliate. Obviously, I think we lost then mid-rounds, 5, 6, 7. And then someone told us in the corner, like, Sky be 6-1 down. I'm like, fucking what? So that's how subjective boxing is. Them early rounds, when nip and tuck, depends what you look at. If you're in America and it was Mayweather, he wasn't getting hit, you give the rounds to Mayweather. Quigg didn't get hit in them early rounds, just touching gloves, but didn't land anything. And then, like I say, 7, and then, like I say, Scott came strong then, 8, 9, 10, 11. I thought if we get this 12th round down, we're like, I mean, we've got this, but fair play to Carl, he came out from, like I say, a bad 11th round and took the 12th, and I thought, well, it's a round either way here, or the draw, so, like I say, no complaints. It was a good fight, and like I say, it's sort of subjective scoring at them early rounds, but like I say, it was a good fight. Like I say, I could hear the crowd getting a little bit restless, and that's what we wanted. We wanted the pressure to come on Carl to make the fight, and I think when we heard that we were so far behind, then the onus was on us to go and make the fight then and take it to Carl, and that's what he did do. He set about him, and I know it was a lot more entertaining, but it left us a little bit more at risk. But fair play to Scott, he landed some good shots, and had Carl, I think, nearly out on his feet in the 11th. So, like I say, we're more than happy, ready to do it again.
In a rematch, would you start a little bit more, with a bit more adventure, a bit more aggression?
All these guys' tactics.
So, see, I thought early on, it's when you get, let's say, when you watch Mayweather, Pacquiao, when you watch Canelo, Cottle, the elite top 5 people mentioned Barrera and Morales in, you never see the first 3 or 4 fights, bar Hagler, Hearns, where they go at it, they're all slow, and it builds up like a freight train, and then they go out at the end, and the respect there was shown in the first 4 rounds. It was like chess, and the people that said Scott didn't have a boxing brain then the build up to this, I think he showed that in the first 4 or 5 rounds, his movement, making Carl miss, making him overreach, and I thought he did really well. But like I say, the shot on the jaw just was like a bit of a curveball, and having to regroup from that and not take chances and getting hit on that again. But like I say, we came strong, made a fight of it, landed some punishing body shots, and played to Carl, he stuck up to them and came back with some of himself, and like I say, I think the fight I'll be remembered for the last 4 rounds instead of the first 4 rounds.
Were you in pain? Were you in pain?
No, when I got hit off, I thought just that didn't feel right, and then I couldn't close my mouth properly because it felt like my tooth was out. But no, when I got hit on it again, it was just numb. So no, it weren't painful. It was just, you could just felt like I'd had an injection at the dentist.
The rematch, the only fight you want, so you want another fight before.
Yeah, obviously it'd be different. There's a fight I want. You know, he's just beat me, and I want to. You know, I 100% believe I can beat him. You know, being in there and being very comfortable, and then going over and putting it on him like I did in the last bit. Like I say, it's all what have the judges seen. You know, but in them first early rounds, I wasn't getting it at all. You know, he might look to be a bit busy, I was making him miss, but again, I'm not going to be one of them that sit here and he's got the decision, he's a world champion, you know, he's a great fighter, and I'm not going to discredit him getting the win. The judges have seen it his way, so fair play to him.
Did you just have a chat after Scott, or any words you said?
Say again?
Did you just have a chat after? Or?
Just it was in the ring, and there's always been respect there between me and him. It's part of boxing. You know, anybody who laces up a pair of boxing gloves and gets in that ring, whether it's charity level, amateur level or professional level, it takes a lot of balls and guts to do that. And someone who you're showing the ring at a world champion, starting out in an arena together, we've just both boxed on Sky Sports pay-per-view. You know, you've got to respect that, and we're only performing on that platform today because of we're both where we are. You know, me fighting someone else and him fighting someone else isn't going to make it. We're not going to get a pay-per-view fight with that. It was because of both of us, you know. And so I respect him and he respects me.
Would you offer him Belfast for the rematch then? Would you go there?
But we've had it out.
Yeah, that's what I'm glad for.
Yeah, we've had it out.
That's what, you know, we that's where it would be, and you know, we'd jump at both hands. I think it would be very loud. But the atmosphere tonight was incredible, both sets of fans, and you know, generally.
Would you not consider Wembley?
No, I think that Belfast is, you know, where the fight would be if there was number 2. But you know, again, well done to the fans. What I can see in the initial assessment is everyone was reasonably well behaved.
Did you like the idea of a constructed arena of Titanic?
Not really, no. I think the outdoors, Windsor Park or something like that.
Just
In terms of the possibility that this summer, best case scenario with Scott's injury is that...
Well, again, Tilly's assessed in 11 X-ray straight after that.
Scott, you said pretty much you'd be heartbroken to lose a fight and you hate losing. Are you carrying that sort of sadness with you? Or you look a little bit perkier than I expected since you were so determined the defeat would be terrible.
So it's an act.
Okay.
Killing inside. You know, I'm not going to come in and mope about in front of you all. You know, I'm absolutely devastated. You know, I'm a born winner. You know, if anyone shows, if I ever see a good loser, I'll say he was a born loser. You know, it's killing me. But I'll come back and, you know, I'll be better for it.
Eddie, how difficult is it going to be to go through these negotiations again? You've seen how long it's taken for this fight to happen.
No, it's not. It's just purely if the TV want it. If the TV want it, it'll happen again. So, you know, that's the process. The first thing to do is assess the injury. You know, the first thing that I said, part of my job is speak to the IBF and say, if he does not fight Shingo Wake, we want to fight Shingo Wake for the IBF. And I think that's what would happen. I think he'd be re-ranked at number 3 anyway. And there's no number 2. Number 1 is Shingo Wake. That's an option. You've got Guillermo Rigondeaux. Carl Frampton's not going to fight Guillermo Rigondeaux for the WBA title. We've probably got a shot at Guillermo Rigondeaux for the WBA title if we want that as well. Benito Donaire, you know, we've been in talks with Top Rank for a long time for Benito Donaire. There's a fight he can go straight back into. I think he has 4 options, and I think they all involve world title fights. So, and he is gutted. I mean, you know, you've missed the tears, and you know he's not too proud to say it. And a special thank you to Wayne Rooney as well, who just spent a lot of time with him, you know, telling him to keep his chin up. He should be proud, you know. Not very often you get a chance to be a part of something like that in your career. And like I said, a little bit faster start, and I think he would have won the fight comfortably.
What did Wayne say, Scott, to you?
Just keep my chin up. I said I'll have to keep feet straight in a minute first.